Today, I'll show you how to zoom and navigate around your composition in After Effects using a few simple tools. Being able to quickly zoom in, zoom out, and move around your canvas makes editing much faster and a lot less frustrating, especially when you're working on detailed motion graphics or precise keyframe adjustments. Let's start with the most intuitive method, using your mouse scroll wheel. When you're inside the composition panel, hold down the Alt key on Windows or the Option key on a Mac, and then scroll your mouse wheel up or down. Scrolling up will zoom in toward where your cursor is pointing, and scrolling down will zoom out. This is a really natural way to work because you don't have to move your hand away from the mouse, and you can very quickly focus on exactly the part of the composition you care about. A helpful tip here is to be mindful of where your cursor is. After Effects will treat the position of your cursor as the center of the zoom. So if you want to zoom in on a specific layer, a corner of your frame, or a particular detail, hover your cursor over that area first, then use Alt or Option with the scroll wheel. If you accidentally zoom too far in or too far out, don't worry, you can simply reverse the scroll direction to get back to a more comfortable view. Next, let's say you want a bit more control over the exact zoom level instead of just scrolling. At the bottom of the composition panel, you'll see a drop-down menu that shows a percentage, like 50%, 100%, or 200%. This is your zoom drop-down. Click on it and you can choose a preset zoom level. For example, 100% shows your composition at its actual pixel size. 50% will zoom out so you can see more of your canvas at once, and 200% or higher is great when you need to get in close to adjust fine details like masks or tight keyframes. Using this drop-down is especially useful if you want consistency. Maybe you always like to check your work at 100% to see how it will really look when exported. In that case, you can jump to 100% with a single click instead of trying to eyeball it with the scroll wheel. You can switch between different zoom levels as you work, depending on whether you're focusing on details or checking the overall composition. Once you're zoomed in, you'll probably notice that you can't see the entire frame at once. That's where the hand tool comes in. You can select it by clicking the hand icon in the toolbar, or simply press the H key on your keyboard. With the hand tool active, click and drag inside the composition panel to pan around. This doesn't change your zoom level, it just lets you move your view around the canvas, almost like you're sliding a piece of paper under a magnifying glass. The hand tool is especially powerful when combined with zooming. For instance, you could zoom in to 200% using the scroll wheel or the zoom drop-down, then switch to the hand tool and drag around to inspect different areas of your composition without constantly zooming in and out. If you ever feel lost or can't see the part of the frame you want, use the hand tool to quickly reposition your view. So to recap the workflow, use Alt or Option with your mouse scroll wheel for fast, intuitive zooming. Use the zoom drop-down at the bottom of the composition panel when you want precise control over your zoom percentage, and use the hand tool with the H shortcut to pan around your composition after you've zoomed in. Combining these three techniques will make navigating your After Effects workspace smoother,